It was a bright and sunny afternoon on the outer in the freight yard. A sturdy fellow, tender 4-4 engine named Miles was busily shunting his own goods train. Miles was known as a grumpy engine who had a border western accent. He muttered. Nothing. None on this railway scares me. Although he could be rough on around the edges, the other engines know that he has a kind side hidden underneath his gruff attitude. The fat controller gave Miles an important job. You must take these trucks to the smelter's yard, he said. Harry and Bud are expecting them. No problem, sir, Miles replied confidently. As he prepared to leave, Duck rode alongside him. Going to the smelter's yard? Duck asked. Sure am, Miles said proudly. Duck frowned. If I was you, I'd be careful. Miles laughed. Careful? Of what? Duck looked towards the distant hills. The gaping mouth craned. Miles laughed loudly. That's just another ghost story. Duck sighed. It wasn't always a monster. Miles rolled his eyes. Duck continued quietly. Years ago, there was a crane named Tim. He was one of the most strongest cranes on Sodor. Everyone liked him. He always smiles and helps every engine that comes to the scrapyard. But one stormy evening, something went wrong. The machinery inside malfunctioned. His great mouth suddenly snapped open, wider and wider. They couldn't help him. Gears torn apart. His eyes overheated. Before the workmen could repair him, Tim died. The crane was never dismantled. They just abandoned the smelter shed. They say when the scrapyard is quiet, Tim is still searching for engines. Miles snorted. I heard bad stories from troublesome trucks. Duck looked serious. I hope you're right. Miles puffed away, laughing all the way to the scrapyards. Soon he arrived. Waiting outside was his best friends, Harry and Bert. Hey, Miles, Harry said. Took you long enough, Bert joked. The three friends laughed together while the trucks were uncoupled. After chatting, Miles slowly rode inside the smelter shed. Inside, it was strangely quiet. The furnace wasn't lit. The air was cold. Miles looked around. Told you, nothing here. His voice echoed through the empty building. He smiled to himself. I'm probably the most bravest engine on the railway. Creak. Miles stopped. Huh? He looked to the left. Nothing. He looked to the right. Nothing. Then a sputter came from above him. A strange metallic cough echoed through the darkness. Miles frowned. Who's that? Silence. Then, clunk! The sound of heavy gears turning echoed above him. Very slowly, Miles looked up. His confident smile disappeared. His eyes shrunk like pinpricks. High above him stood a crane. Its paint looked black and blistered, as though it's been melted in a terrible heat. Its eyes stared without blinking. They looked warped, almost melted into their sockets. Its enormous mouth hung impossibly wide, stretched and twisted, as though it had been forced open and crudely refitted. It didn't move. It simply stared. Then, clank! Its rusted hook suddenly dropped down towards Miles. Ah! Miles screamed. Steam burst from his funnel. His wheels slipped wildly. Before finding grip, he shot out of the shed, faster than anyone had ever seen. He raced past Harry and Bert without saying a word. Miles! Harry shouted. What happened? Bert yelled. But Miles didn't look back. He raced all the way back to Tim's shed. He didn't stop until his very wheels had stopped shaking. The following morning, Miles slowly rolled into the station. His face looked pale. His buffers trembled, his boiler rattled. Duck was waiting alongside Edward. Duck blinked. Miles? Edward looked concerned. Are you feeling alright? Miles just stared ahead. He didn't answer, not to one word. The cheerful Western engine, who always had something to say, said nothing. Weeks passed. The smelter shed remained closed for an entire month. No engine entered. No workman explained why. Something had frightened everyone. Oddly enough, Miles changed. He stopped boasting. He stopped arguing. He became polite, helpful, gentle. Whenever another engine needed assistance, Miles was the first one to offer. But there was one thing that never changed. When someone mentions a strange screeching sound from inside the smelter shed, or claims they heard heavy machinery moving inside, Miles would tremble. His eyes would widen. A quiet whimper escaped from his funnel. Then, without another word, Miles puffed away as fast as wheels can carry him. And on silent nights, when the wind is drifting through the abandoned scrapyard, some engines claim they still hear creak, clank, sputter, followed by a slow turning of ancient gears somewhere deep inside the dark smelter shed. No engine ever stayed long to find out whether Tim was truly still inside.